Hey ladies, so welcome back. So today's video is going to be a collaboration with Jamaican makeup artist Lyric, okay? And we decided to go all about the red lips. So here's my red lip. Alright, so if you're coming over from Lyric's channel, welcome. I'm Marlene and nice to meet you. And on my channel now, when it comes to makeup tutorials, I do what I call full face makeup. So it's pretty much like a makeup class. So just sit back and enjoy, alright? So let's get started. So to begin, I am just going to prime my face. I used three different primers actually, I'm sorry. So the first one is a pomegranate mattifying lotion that I applied all over my face by Chorus. Then after that, I applied the Smashbox on my T-zone. And then I applied the NYX pore filler around my nose and also on my chin, okay? So to begin with the lid, I am going to take this eyeliner from L'Oreal, I believe. Just take a little bit of it. I just want a matte black base underneath. So you take a little bit and you just fully blend. Yeah, it's just to have a dry base on the eye, okay? Because the Black Bean by NYX is a bit more wet, and that's not what I want. No. Alright, so you do that. You just apply it all over the lid and fully blend it and diffuse the color. Alright, the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take an Aqua Cream Pot by Makeup Forever. Oh, love Makeup Forever. The shade for that one is 01. It is this chrome metallic smoky black. It's not black, it's not silver, it's somewhere in between with a very nice shine to it. So I really like it. So I'm going to apply that on top of the black liner. Alright, and just diffuse the color again and just fully blend that into my lid. And it's perfectly fine for you to go up higher above your crease as well. The brush that I'm using here is the ones that comes with the Maybelline Color Tattoo, like if you ever bought the limited edition ones. So just any regular synthetic brush will do. Then I'm taking this beautiful lilac shadow eyeshadow pen. This one, I bought it from the drugstore. It's like $1. There's nothing special about it, but it definitely does brighten up the eye to just add this pop of lilac in the inner corner of your eye and to take it up all the way to like probably halfway towards the lid. Okay, and feel free to make it as intense as you want it, because after all we're going to blend, so it's not going to be as bright, but we definitely want the inner corner of the eye to stay brighter than the rest of the lid. Okay, so that's why I'm going back in and just applying more and also blending with a nice blending brush. Okay, and when it comes to blending, please take your time and blend thoroughly. If it looks patchy, it's because you're not done yet. So won't you blend some more? Won't you blend some more? Won't you blend some more? Alright, so that's just what I'm doing, just fully blending it. Then I'm going to take this other paint pot, which is from the Maybelline Color Tattoo. And with this one, I'm just going to apply it on the rim of the work I have done, because what I want to have this purple halo around the circumference of the lid, I guess. Okay, where you see all that shadow, I just want to have a halo, like a resonance of purple in the background, because later it is going to be very useful. So we just want to make sure we have it there. Sometimes when you get closer to finishing up your look, you don't want to go back and add in like a brand new color, because it may cause you to have to reblend again. So it's just better to have all the colors that you need applied onto the lid before we begin to work, especially when you're thinking about working with glitter, because once you put the glitter down, you don't want to mess with it. Okay, and now what I want to do, I actually want to darken the outer corners of my eyes. So I'm going to go back in and use the Aqua Cream again. Okay, and this is the same one, same Aqua Cream, the 01, and I'm just carefully applying a little bit of it at a time, patting it with my finger and slowly building up the intensity. And if you can look at the other eye, you'll see that this one is actually getting darker, okay? Because that one is, like I said, it's between a charcoal and the strong black and this gray. So it will darken up on you, okay? So, but just take your time with it and work carefully. So you apply with a synthetic brush, and you want to take another fluffy brush and kind of blend that, okay? And sometimes I'm also patting on it so I can just kind of set it in place, because you're working with a cream eyeshadow, okay? So you blend a little bit, you pat on it, all right? But just make sure to fully blend so that you have a really nice halo effect with the purple in the background. All right, and feel free to darken it as much as you want to your liking. It's a beautiful color, so you really cannot go wrong with it, especially if you have a lot of lid space. All right, so here I'm patting it and setting it into place. All right, now I'm taking this cleanser for the brush. Like I said before, if you are applying any type of creamy product onto your lid, you want to work with a synthetic brush, and when you're going from one lid to the other lid, carefully cleanse your brush, all right, because you always want to make sure that the hairs on that synthetic brush are perfectly aligned, because it is going to make your job really easy. It is going to avoid like patchiness or you building up residue, okay? And also when the hairs are nicely aligned, it's easy to define your crease with the hairs of the brush, okay? Good. So always have a brush cleaner or cleanser, however you want to say it, available. So once you're done doing that, then I'm taking a mascara wand, a dry mascara wand. You can get those at Sally's, and kind of brushing my eyelashes, because sometimes these products, they get on your lashes and they make them clumpy, and I don't want that. Next, I'll be taking some glitter liquid eyeliner from Drama Femme Couture, and the color for this one is Wicked. I bought this at Sally's also. It was like $6.29. So you want to apply that all over your lid, and you kind of want to come down towards the corner of your eye, but you don't want to fully cover that lilac part, so we can kind of get the pop of color. Makes sense? So feel free to apply a generous amount, and then when it comes towards, like when you come to your edges, just pat them dry to set everything in place, okay? Then I'm taking this beautiful electric blue eyeliner by Laura Mercier, and I'm just applying that onto my waterline. Okay, so yeah, when you apply these beautiful, colorful eyeliners onto your waterline, please don't go straight across. You carefully just want to dab the color, all right, and cover the rim of your waterline, all right? And then I just felt like adding a little bit of it on my top lash line, so I'm just placing a little bit of it carefully. And later I'm going to cover that up, but having the blue there is going to give a little bit more character to this look, so that's why I went ahead and I applied some, okay? And between the lilac that's in the inner corner, if you feel like you need a little bit more, put some on the little brush and just apply some in the corner, so you have a nice proportion of that lilac to the blue that's on the waterline, okay? And I'm doing the same, repeating the same process on the other eye. And as you can see, I'm applying that glitter all over my lid, like all over your lid. Be very generous with it, okay? And like I said earlier, when you get towards your edges or the corners of your eye, you just take your finger and you just carefully pat the pat the glitter on, so it kind of adheres to that part and it doesn't drip, okay? Then I'm taking the blue eyeliner and I'm applying that again on my waterline, carefully just dabbing the color, all right? Don't go straight across, okay? You just want to dab the color. You pat, 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 pat the color, and you carefully cover the rim of your waterline. Then I'm also taking the blue and I'm applying it on my top lashes as well, all right? Yeah, like just that electric blue there, like I said, it really does give the look some character. And once you're done, you want to take a clean mascara wand again, and you just want to brush your lashes out, because you don't want your lashes to be clumpy, before you apply your lashes, especially if your lashes are naturally curly. Having clumpy and curly lashes before you apply fake lashes, girl, it's gonna be a disaster. And then you take a makeup wipe and you carefully clean out all the excess. Now I'm going to go back in. This is Coconut Grove by NARS, and it's a beautiful matte brown that I use to fill in my brows for a second time. The first time I do my brows, I do it with pencil, and then the second time I fill them with this beautiful brown by NARS, okay? So it's called Coconut Grove. And you can also brush it up and kind of give yourself some kind of baby hairs or fuzzy hairs, I guess. But I really, really love this color, and I would definitely recommend that you give it a try. Alright, and the angled brush that I'm using is the EB23 by Sedona Lace. I think it picks up the product greatly, like in a beautiful way to do this, so I like this one. That's my go-to brush to fill in my eyebrows. And I'm just carefully like combing it up just to give myself some fuzzy hairs, I guess. And then I'm using this concealer by MAC, which is the Studio Fix Concealer, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm giving my brows a second highlight. The first time I do it with the Select Sheer Cover by MAC, and the second time I do it with this one. So I get a little bit more sharp, more definition under the brow bone. Alright, so this is what we have for now. And then now we're actually going to go on to the face. To start off, I apply my Sleek Illuminator in the shade Goddess all over my face. You can't get it from the website, but you can get it on eBay, okay? And kind of buff that into the skin. The thing with the Illuminator, you don't want it to sit on your skin. You actually want it to be absorbed into your skin. So that's why it's very important to buff it in with a kabuki brush. And then after that, for my foundation, I'm mixing some Marc Jacobs, the Genius Gel foundation with the Revlon Color Stay. I like those two together. They're the perfect complement. And I'm just buffing that into my skin and applying it all over my face, and also coming down towards my neck and making sure that my face is fully covered. Now, there will be certain parts of your face that you definitely cannot get. That's okay. Trying to get as close as you can with this brush. And then I'm going to go ahead and also take a beauty blender. Alright, so the beauty blender, if you're going to use that under the eye area, you want to hold it and then you want to use your fingers to kind of squeeze on it so you get more of a grasp and better control when you're working under the eye area, because especially if you have like colorful eyeliner, you don't want to mess that up. Okay, so that's just what I'm doing. And then I'm also taking the back of the beauty blender and just kind of just like firming everything by just pressing that foundation onto my face. Okay, for my concealer, I'll be using the one by Kat Von D. I love it. Like I said before, it is a full coverage concealer in the paste form. Think about toothpaste, okay? It's not that liquid and it's not that thick. It's like the paste form, like toothpaste, okay? And what I like about this one, it really gets absorbed beautifully into the skin, and it's not the type of concealer where you can feel like, oh my gosh, I've used too much, because you can never use too much of it. I mean, you shouldn't use the whole tube, but definitely you can feel comfortable using it. And as you can see here, I'm also applying on the corners of my lips. If you have hyperpigmentation or if you're dark skinned, you will notice that the corners of our lips are a bit darker. And then because of my top lip, my bottom lip does cast a shadow on my chin, I also apply some there, okay? And for my nose, I also apply the concealer on the sides of my nose, and that's also going to help reduce the trunk of my nose. All right, so just do that. When you apply the concealer, I do have a video on how to contour and highlight for just the face, so I suggest that you do watch the video. But you definitely want to just frame your face, so you want to apply that concealer straight across, left to right or right to left, however it goes. But you also want to pull it up so that you can frame your face, okay? Remember that with contouring and highlighting, it's all about enhancing, okay, and promoting certain areas of your face that you want to show off. So always think about framing, not just contour and highlight, but think about how am I going to frame my face, okay? So get to know your face. I recommend that. And for the bridge of my nose, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my concealer by Aymonegirl and just apply that there. I like the texture of it, and it's a really long-lasting concealer. Even if you sweat or if you're oily, your nose is not going to move. Good. It's going to stay there like an old 80-year-old woman. So stay in place, honey, okay? And I always do it, the contour of my nose, of the highlighting of my nose, and I always extend it under the brows, which is what I call the arms. I have a video on how to contour for your nose, so this is what I call the Tree of Life technique, okay? And it works great. I think so. All right, so you carefully just want to just reframe those brows and give it a little bit more definition, but definitely take your time with it. And I'm taking a really small pencil brush and just kind of blending the concealer into my lid and the work that I have previously done. So you want to be very careful. You don't want to come too far with it. Don't be greedy, but definitely add some product and blend with the pencil brush carefully, all right? And once you're done blending that, you can also go back and take one of the brushes that has a little bit of the purple, like this one, and just kind of smoke it out, okay? Because you don't want a harsh line, you just want to smoke everything out. Now it's time for contour. For my contour, I contour twice. Hey, my name is Marlene and I'm an addict. I contour twice. The first time I contour, I do it with foundation. That is the Matte Velvet Plus by Makeup Forever. It's the darkest shade that they have. And the beautiful thing about foundation is that if you take a little bit of it and you play it, say, in the brush and play with it, it feels like a paste. It kind of turns into like an eyeshadow. So it's very easy to blend it into the face. It's easy. It's really easy to create structure. Right? Because when you want to contour, you're talking about dimension. You're talking about framing that face. you're talking about chiseling your face, you really want to give it definition, you want to give it dimension, and foundation to me is the best way to go for your first contour. All right, because contouring is not just drawing like one line across your nose and putting a little highlighter there and calling it a contour. I don't know what that is. Okay, and then I'm taking this other contour brush by Sephora. It's really sharp and it's really condensed. Okay, and I'm just buffing it in. And if you notice also for this brush, I'm actually applying, when I get to the temples, like my forehead, the side of my forehead, I'm actually applying it or using it in a circular motion and just going like a bunch of swirlies like that and getting those swirlies into my cheekbones. All right, so look at that carefully. So start from the side of your forehead and go in circular motion like a bunch of swirls, okay? So swirl, 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 and bring it into your cheekbone, all right? And what that's gonna do for you is going to avoid having any harsh lines. When you're contouring your face, you don't wanna section your face into different compartments. You want everything to flow, all right? Then you wanna go and apply some loose setting powder. The loose setting powder I'm using is Cool Beige by Dermablend. I love this one. You will apply it everywhere you have applied your concealer. Now the thing, my personal tip when it comes to applying loose setting powder, because loose setting powder has memory, that's why it's called a setting powder, you want to apply it the same way you applied your concealer. So if you apply your concealer up and down, you want to apply it up and down. If you apply your concealer left to right, you want to apply it left to right. And this is why it's really nice to work with these wedges that you can get from Sally's, because you can easily adapt the wedges to whatever direction you're trying to apply that loose setting powder. Alright, and Dermablend also does make a beautiful brush for their loose setting powder, which is this one. And I'm just using it to just buff the excess of the product off from my face. Okay, so you can also do it on your cheekbones. You can just, whenever you have excess, just take it off. For my powder, I'm using the one by Kat Von D. It is the Kat Von D Lock-It Tattoo Foundation Powder. Beautiful. I did a review on it. You also may want to check that out. So just apply it all over your face. You apply it also over your setting powder. Sometimes I think people believe that the highlight that they see in magazines is achieved by just letting that loose setting powder just run wild. No, you'll just look like an ashy mess. Put your powder over it. And then the way you build up that highlight is by actually using products meant for highlight. Like this one right here. This is a stick by NARS. It's called Lamu, L-A-M-U. It sounds like love in Creole. Yes, and it's very pretty, but it has some specks. It has some gold specks into it, so it's perfect for the holidays and it's perfect for the winter time. So you just apply, and with this one, in order to not get it to be patchy, take a little bit at a time. With these creamy highlighters, you start with just a little bit, you blend it thoroughly, and then you apply some more until you're fully satisfied. Okay? And now on the highest point of my cheekbones, I will be applying this Lorac Big Bronzer. It is called the Tantalizer. It's beautiful. Okay, you get that from Sephora. And then for my first blush, because I like to wear 2 or 3 blushes, that's just me, I'm using Matahari by NARS. It's a beautiful pink. It actually comes out a bit more pink on darker skin tones, so it's perfect. And when I apply blush, I don't smile because I don't smile throughout the day. I just keep my face straight and I apply my blush in the way I want to frame, in the way that I want to frame my face. And then over that, I'm taking another brush, which is more of a round looking brush, and I'm applying Angelica, which is a beautiful pink, but this one has a bit more sparks into it, a little bit more like Super Orgasm, but in pink. Okay, and I'm just concentrating that on what could be the apples of my cheeks, and to just kind of set everything together, I'm carefully just patting on my cheeks. Okay, and it's just gorgeous. And then of course I have to bring back my mole because I do have a mole, and I want you guys to know that I have a mole. All right, and then we're going next with the eyeliner. This one is by Angled. It's number 77. It's gorgeous. If you're working with glitter, I think you want to have a crispy, very dark, intensely dark, demonically dark eyeliner. So I recommend this one by Angled, but it's actually 77. Which I guess makes it angelic because on the 7th day God rested, and on the 7th day God rested. I guess so. Okay, and then you also want to make sure that you work in the inner corners of your eyes, and I've talked about this before. The reason why, especially here, I'm wearing 2 pairs of lashes, and they're very thick lashes, so you want to have a thick liner, but also you want to start in the inner corner so that you give your eyes a beautiful almond shape and really open up the eye. Okay. And then to smoke out my waterline, I'm actually going to use Outre-mer by NARS. It's like this beautiful, intensely rich blue that I apply at the bottom of my lash line. Okay, at the waterline, just apply some. But try to keep it to the last third of the bottom lashes, okay? Good. And then I'm using my Estee Lauder mascara. I love Estee Lauder. I sure do. The lady at the counter at Lords & Taylor, she's my friend. She's so sweet. We were talking about Jesus the other day. It was so wonderful. Alright, so just apply a few coats on the bottom, okay? I mean, the bottom of your lashes on top. And then for my bottom lashes, I'm actually going to use this Dior Show with this electric blue. It is absolutely gorgeous. I remember the first time my friend sent me over in Dubai, I was like, girl, you are crazy. What I look like? But it is a beautiful color. That was one of the best recommendations ever. Ever. And then let's go on the lips. And to contour my lips or to draw my lips in, I'm first going to use Night Moth by MAC. Okay, and if you see, like, the thing with my lips, some people say my lips have a heart shape, I guess. So I always do the bottom of my lip first. Then I smack my lips together, as you can see. And then I just go from there and just fill my lips in. Because the color I will be using is really, really red and bloody. And when it comes to red lips, you don't want it to drip. So it's always good to create a little bit of friction by adding a lip liner underneath, okay? And then here comes this one. Ladies, meet shame. Yes, honey, shame. Shame like you can't even say it, but you know, shame, okay? So this is Shame by Urban Decay. It's a beautiful lipstick. I had to drive. Sephora was completely sold out. I found the last tube at Ulta. It was so worth it. I've had it for like a month. I've never used, well, 2 months. I've never used it. So here is Shame. You see how gorgeous she is? Oh, boo-boo. Shame, honey. The shame. Oh, the shame of being gorgeous. Enjoy it. And then you want to take a small brush and just clean around the perimeter of your lip, the bottom, and you also want to carefully, and what I have, you can't see it, but I also have a makeup wipe, and that's just where I'm kind of cleaning the brush so it stays kind of wet, because if it's wet, it's easier for it to just glide, to pick up the excess and just glide. So that's what we want. So I just clean on the makeup wipe and come back and work on my lips again. So I have this really beautiful arch right here, I guess, or this cupid bow, I don't know, with my lips. I don't know how that's called, whatever. And I just want to have that be very, very well defined. Okay, good. And then you just want to, once this brush is clean, just tap it into your powder. I don't use concealer to contour my lips. I use powder, so just dab it into your powder. And just once again, you want to contour your lips, I guess, but contour your lips with the powder. It's less harsh and it's more natural, and it definitely will give you a very crispy definition of your lip, okay? And then feel free, if you want, to use your powder brush again and just kind of pat everything or set everything in place one more time, just to be sure that nothing looks patchy or blotchy or things like that. All right, so that is it, ladies. I hope you enjoy this. If you've never experienced a full tutorial from me, oh no, it's not done, oh my bad. All right, so I guess I'm not done yet. So I'm taking this as a sleek illuminator. I'm taking the illuminator part, I guess, and applying that on the bridge of my nose, and then I'm taking the darker contour color and just contouring my nose again. I'm taking the illuminator color and applying that on my brow bone, and to give it a little bit more definition. Yeah, because at that point I did feel like something was missing, so I just went ahead and I applied that there. Just always apply a little bit first and see how it works, and then if you want a little bit more intensity, just make sure you just apply it where your arch is, okay? Apply it where the arch is, so that way it kind of raises the brow a bit. All right, and then if you have anything else, like anything else that you need to define or fix, like I'm doing here with the inner corners of my eyes, by all means, feel free to do so. All right, and I think this time I'm done. Yeah, I think so. All right, ladies, so that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please, 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 I know I took you for a long time, but please go over to Lyric's channel and definitely check out her video, and I will see you guys tomorrow for another makeup tutorial. All right, Lyric, love you, baby, and thank you for making this happen. Bisous, bisous. You know what? I lied. So here is Lyric's video. Please click on the thumbnail. It'll take you directly to her video, all right? And make sure you tell her I sent you and show my baby some love, all right? These you guys, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye!